The wind has turned reversed in Red Bull. Horner may lose his position. Everything seemed fine after the double at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix on Saturday evening. There was calm after the double at Red Bull, echoed by the interviews of Helmut Marko and Max Verstappen on Friday and Jos Verstappen on Saturday morning. Oliver Mintzlaff, CEO of Red Bull GmbH Corporate Projects and Investments, managed to convince everyone involved not to air dirty laundry, at least to the outside world. Oliver Mintzlaff, CEO of Red Bull GmbH Corporate Projects and Investments, managed to convince everyone involved not to air dirty laundry, at least to the outside world. "We don't want to talk about these kinds of issues in front of the world," he told several reporters before the race started. He said, "What role does Franz Watzlawick play? The message has reached its destination." Both Marko and Verstappen, as well as Horner, were asked about the whole power struggle after the race, but all gave political answers. Horner said, "There is no problem in my relationship with Helmut. I think he has always been straightforward, but that's Helmut," he said. Mintzlaff was accompanied in Saudi Arabia by Franz Watzlawick, responsible for the energy drink side of the Red Bull Group. This was an unusual move, as Watzlawick was not in charge of Formula One. However, Motorsport.com has learned that Watzlawick could play a decisive role in finding the cleanest solution for the entire Red Bull Group, especially when it comes to undermining the Thai owner's previous support for Horner. Horner himself appeared to have a very different perception of the talks in Saudi Arabia. Oliver has been very supportive, but also the other CEO, Franz Watzlawick. "You know, there are 3 CEOs at Red Bull, and the 2 who are here today were both very, very supportive," Horner said. "It's nice to see them come and support the team," he said. Summit meeting in Dubai on Sunday. A meeting was planned to be held in Dubai on Sunday between Watzlawick, Mintzlaff, and Chalerm Uvidya to discuss the steps Red Bull GmbH would take regarding the Horner incident. At the time of publishing this article, it is not known whether the meeting has concluded or will be held at a later time today. However, what the main agenda item of the meeting will be has been leaked. There are apparently serious concerns on the Austrian side of Red Bull GmbH that a continued association with Horner could have a negative impact on Watzlawick's business, energy drink sales. This could be a big disaster for the Red Bull Group, for which the North American market is very important. It is learned that Watzlawick will now discuss this issue with Uvidya. This shareholder has so far failed to be persuaded to dismiss Horner. However, a source who wishes to remain anonymous says that the wind is changing when it comes to dollars. The employee will make a public statement. According to information obtained by Motorsport.com, the woman who was Horner's personal assistant for years and accused him of sexual harassment is now preparing to appear in public due to Horner's recent attendance at press events and exclusive interviews. It looks like the female employee will make a public statement next week to present her point of view and not let Horner's statements, which she considers misleading, go unchallenged. If the woman does indeed take this step, it would be a turning point in the case and would significantly increase the pressure on Horner and Red Bull. Sky Germany's Ralf Schumacher believes that Horner will be in a very, very difficult situation within the team after the Dubai meeting, and he emphasized this in an interview with Motorsport.com. "Yes, I think Christian Horner should resign, and I think he will do so. I don't think he'll stay in his position anymore." The former Formula One driver said Uvidya would have no choice but to distance himself from Horner in the face of pressure from partners such as Ford or Honda, or the potential risks of collaborating with retail chains such as Walmart. What does McDonald's have to do with the Horner incident? We know that America is extremely critical on such issues. They don't even ask questions. They fire people immediately if it is proven that a person has inappropriate relationships with others in the company. The global boss of McDonald's is a very good example of this, Schumacher said. McDonald's CEO at the time, Steve Easterbrook, was forced to admit that he sent sexually explicit messages to a female employee as part of a consensual relationship and was dismissed in 2019 for this. Without hesitation, McDonald's parted ways with Easterbrook and later received information that Easterbrook had sexual intercourse with other employees. The story ended with Easterbrook having to pay back $105 million to the fast food company. There is no direct parallel between these two cases, but it clearly shows how sensitive the United States is on such matters and how quickly such scandals can have economic consequences. At this point, the presumption of innocence continues to apply to Horner. "We are continuing on our way," Horner said on Saturday evening after the race in Saudi Arabia. He said, "But it is not improbable that this word will now have a completely different meaning. It looks like Red Bull Racing's team boss may lose his job." A request for comment was made to Red Bull GmbH on this article was published, but the Austrian company chose not to make any statement.